Hey guys, I was just watching one of Teal Swan's cast or pods, and she was invited on the show, and I wanted to speak my mind on something she spoke about just recently, probably 18 minutes into this video. But she was going on to say that keep self hatred is not always about what you think where you should be. It's developed from a place of not knowing where you should be and not being accepting of where you are. But at the same time, you could be having a repetitive process over and over and over again. And this is my point of view. You could be having a repetitive process of filling out job applications and more job applications over and over and over again. But then one day you wake up and you realize, you know what? I've worked at McDonald's, I've worked at Taco Bell, I've worked at this little part-time joint over here or that little part-time joint over there. And the thing about it is if you take out a piece of paper, if you take out a piece of paper and you write down on the piece of paper your qualifications of a worker, your how committed you are, the times how many times a month you arrive on time, your worth ethic, uh, the way you get along with bosses. If you can come up and summarize your worth ethic and the kind of personality that you bring to the work environment, if those are all categorized as someone who is ambitious, has a little bit of ambition, then yeah, self-hatred may be, Teal Swan said, self-hatred may be coming from a source of not being accepted of where you are right now in your life. But at the same time, you can't, as I said in my other video, you can't walk around like this. You can't walk blindfolded. That's discrediting your potential. Now, because at the same time, this list that you wrote over here, this list that you wrote, you were for years you were perfectly fine with working these odd jobs, these little dusty jobs in these warehouses. You were completely fine with it. But there comes a time when someone turns a light switch on. So yes, life is, self-hatred comes from wanting to be someplace where you aren't, but growth comes from taking the steps necessary to get where you want to be. You can't expect to be happy and just pretend everything's fine by putting up with the same repetitive process over and over and over again. That's suicidal. The definition of insane is doing the same thing over and over and over again. So ambition is not being okay with where you are, wanting to go up and up and up and up and better yourself. But take a look at the list you wrote about your worth ethic, and then take your worth ethic on one side of the paper, and then put how you've been treated on the other side of the paper. And if you're not being equally treated to how much work you're putting in, you need to leave. Because that's self-love. Love regardless out.